Hello, so good morning. So meron tayo dito printer which is Epson 3110. So the problem of this printer, so let us try to turn it on. So ink, problema niya dito is ink. Then grabe na, umaapaw na yung ink niya. Yan. Then to this part meron na siyang ink. So siguro ang problema nito sa pa is broken gear. So tumutunog kasi siya. Yan. So that's the problem. So maybe it has a loose connection between gears inside of this printer. So that's why ganun yung response niya. At the same time, blinking green, same with orange for ink and for the paper jam. So yan yung ito troubleshoot natin ngayon. Okay, so let us disassemble first the printer, turn off, and plug connection, and disassemble. Okay, so from this part, so as you can see, it's so very totally the waste ink has been dropped into any part of this printer. So I hope that the board was not being affected by the waste ink. So mahaba-habang trabaho yun. So grabe talaga siya totally. Kasi totally i-disassemble talaga lahat para hanapin yung problema. Okay, so we'll continue this after I disassemble this printer. Thank you. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed into this printer as I open the side and side cover, so this is one of the problem, I think so. So it is connected, or it is on this part. So maybe the problem is on that part, but then it's still the waste ink is very problem is really on the waste ink. That's why it goes like this. As you can see, there's a lot of waste ink inside. So I think the board has been affected by the waste ink. So we will troubleshoot the board. If not, then replacement would be needed for this. Okay, so the waste ink is really overflowing. So as you can see, the ink, yeah, so that's the ink, waste ink. And so in that part, so really, so that's the problem here. So the dynamo still, I don't know, maybe that is is also a problem, may cause a problem on the printer, so that's why it's turning blinking green and double orange on the part of the printer. So maybe the dynamo is not working because of the waste heat. Okay, so we'll continue disassemble this printer. So hopefully we can fix this printer. In continuation, so that is the part of the printer. It's really affected by the waste ink. So this one is the one who hold the waste ink from the print head. So that is who reside the print head, and that part then goes to that hose, then moving into this waste ink pad. So ganun yun. Okay, so once that it is overflowing, the tendency it will move into the other part of the printer, so that's why it goes like that. So I think this is the first time to open this printer. So this is the main problem of Epson L3110. So that is the problem. Okay, so we'll continue again the disassemble process. Hopefully we can locate the problem of this printer, then after all it will be okay. Okay, so that is, and that is okay. So I already disassembled the parts for the board, so I hope that the board was not been affected by an ink. So this is the inside of the printer. So the board think still okay, but we will disassemble that and look for the problem. So as you can see, so that is the print head, this printer. Yeah, so still on that part also the ink is really overflowing. Yeah, so we'll clean this, then we will put it back on its original position, then we will try if this will work. Then if not, we will we will continue troubleshooting what is really the problem of this printer. Okay, so that is okay. So we will disconnect this. Like that. Then yeah, so we have now this one. So the board is, oh come on, so we have a problem about the board. So one of the IC has been broken, shortage from the IC. So we have the problem on the board, the shortage. So we will look for an IC for that. If not, if we cannot replace that, or if there is no available IC on the market or into any online seller, so you will just buy another or a brand new board online. Okay, so that is, just put it here. So something like that. So we'll just make it sure that the print head was not being will not be able to have any scratch. So if that happens, their output might be not good. Okay, so we'll continue again. So it's really hard to disassemble this printer. So this is my first time to disassemble kind of printer like this. But then we will do some ninja moves. Okay, we will just disconnect the hose. Then we will put it back right after we do some cleaning into this printer. Okay, so this is the ninja moves that why I'm telling you. So yeah, then put it there. Okay, so it is now ready on the skeleton part. Yeah, come on. Oh yeah. We continue cleaning this by applying air blower and air cleaner. So there is no one holding my cell phone, but I'm just the only. So I may not be able to share to you or to have a video on that because it's hard for my part holding cell phone and doing something into this printer. So I think I will show you after I do some cleaning into this printer. Okay, so this is the power supply of this printer and we're going to detach that, remove. I hope that we can put it back into its original position. Okay, so hoping that it was not being affected by an ink. Okay, as you can see, so see, even the waste stick has been moved into that part. So I think it was not being affected by an ink, waste ink. Okay, so print the power supply is still good. So if this has been damaged, I think the price of this will be 1.7 or 1.5 online, but thanks God that it was not being affected by an ink. So I'm going to detach this. I will apply overall cleaning for this printer. Maybe this one. Okay. Still, we need to detach that one who hold the wires for the power supply. Okay, so that is it is really easy to detach the dynamo into this printer, unlike the dynamo on L1360, 1365, and L210, L220. So in this part, so is really easy to detach this. Okay, so we'll put it back there. I put it there. Then we will also detach the other dynamo. So where is the other dynamo? Where are you? Okay, so I really detached that already. So that is the second dynamo. Okay, hopefully we can put it back into its original position, doing like that. Yeah, okay, okay. So it has something like this. So this is um, um, staple wires. So this is the bad things that may affect your printer. So make it sure that it was not being moved into this part. So if that would be on that part, then it will feed the paper. Then the paper will be stuck on that part, and if the paper has been stuck on that part, so it will give you an information about paper jamming. So that is one of the causes why the printer turned into paper jam. Okay, so if that happened, what you have to do is to yan, ganyan lang, iangat mo lang siya, ganyan lang yan. So tatanggalin natin yan kasi nalaglag sa loob. Yan. So that is okay. We'll apply cleaning to that part. So hopefully that we will not be able to find a big problem into this printer. So I will apply now general cleaning or overall cleaning for this printer. So just hang on. Okay, so this is what we did or what we do into this printer. So I just apply water, and you will just let it drain on that part, but then the sunrise is not showing, so maybe I will use electricity to drain it up. Okay, so I will show you the process how to drain it up using electricity. Oh yeah, come on. Oh yeah, so it's really clean. Okay, so we continue that. So once that you do some cleaning using water, so make it sure that all the components which has an electricity connected into electricity, so make it sure, yes, that you disconnect all of that. So if that may happen, then let it dry correctly, perfectly, then it will work again. Okay, so that is it's now really clean. We'll continue this right after a break. Okay, so that is the other part of the printer. As you can see, so that is, we'll just let it dry. So that is the printer, skeleton printer. So hoping that we can put it back into its original position so that may not find a problem, or if there is a problem about the board, so we'll do some checking the icing. As I can see the problem on the IC. Okay, so that is. Okay, so because it has an electronics, this one, so we will just do we'll just use wipes and tissue to make this thing clean. So that is the wipes. We will just use wipes to clean this part of the printer. So after applying a wet wipes, so we will use tissue to dry it up. So that's the problem. So I think some of waste ink has been moved into inside the dynamo. So after cleaning this and after drying that, so we will put it back into its original position. Then we will try if that will work. Then if that will work, then it has no problem. Okay, but then still, if still the problem has occurred, we will disassemble again. Then we will look for the problem. So if that's happened, so the problem really on the board. Okay, so that's how we clean that. Yeah, like that. Okay, so after applying in wet wipes, so we'll use tissue to dry it up. Okay, so upon cleaning this part of the printer, so one thing that I've noticed, that the timing belt, this is the timing belt, so this timing belt is broken. So the timing belt is broken, so that's why this was being disaligned, this part. So maybe this print head moved fastly into that part, so something like that. So that's why it goes that it happened that that this timing belt was broken. And also this ruler, sensor ruler, was being affected by an ink, so as you can see. the ink, so the color, then that is the ink, the color. So hopefully that will work. But then because this sensor has been or will always sense that ruler, so maybe we need to replace this sensor. Okay, so that is, so we'll change the the timing belt by another brand new. So maybe because this is L360 L3110, so may cost 700 I think, or 500, something like that. Okay, so we'll just look for timing belt online. Okay, so still it was not been dry, so the parts of this printer. Then in this case, so we replace the pad, or the waste ink pad, the ink pad absorber. So that is the main problem, how it goes like that. It was being affected by an waste ink. So we just let it to dry up, then we'll put it back together into its original position, then hopefully will not find a big problem on that. Okay, so because we don't have the sun, so the sun does not rise today, so we will do I will use electricity to dry it up. So all you have to do is to set the air in the maximum, so 10, then the heat is on number 3.5. okay, so I will use the hot air or the air blower rework station to dry it up. So if you do apply more heat on this, maybe some of the parts of this will be affected by the heat. So dapat medyo konti lang yung heat at mas malakas yung air para i-blow niya yung yung water palabas. Then pinapainit yung tubig para ma-dry up siya. Kagaya niya na really affected. Even those pads, so we need to dry it up. That pad, yeah, that is the pad for ink. Yeah, it has two pads for this part. We need to dry it up. All you have to do is to repeat and repeat the process until it will dry. You don't have to focus the the rework station or the nozzle of this heater into one position or into one corner, because it will disalign the parts of the printer. So you will just move it, so you will just do it something like that until it dry up. Kailangan mo lang naman dito is patience, pasensya at kuryente, kasi walang sunlight ngayon, so maglilis tayo ng kuryente ngayon. Okay, so lahat naman ng problema sa printer ay naayos as long as it has available parts na makukuha natin. So aayos din ang printer. So I think this printer cost 7,500 or 9,000 na ngayon, kasi mahal yung printer ngayon, nakakaubusan na. Kaya nga, ayan ang daming printer dito. Yan, kita nyo? So yan, ang daming printer dyan. Yan. Ang dami, diba? So ang daming pinapaya sa akin na printer. So lahat, kahit pinakalumang printer, so pinapaayos pa din kasi wala na nang mabiling printer. So sabi ko naman sa kanila, as long as na mayroong parts, kaya yung ayusin. So yung Canon ba maayos pa? Oo, maayos yan, walang problema dyan. Ang problema lang dyan yung resetter. So wala kasing available na, bibili tayo dyan resetter. Then very confidential kasi yung Canon. Kapag nagka-problema, ang daming error dyan. E01, E02, E03, E04, E07, P1, P2, P01, P02. Akala ko nga pulis na nga yung yung printer ay yung Canon. Akala ko nga pulis yun, hindi pa lang, kasi may error siyang P01, P02. So wala doon nagagamit yung position sa printer. Yan, error yun, bigyan police na may error yun. So we do apply heat to make it dry. So that's what we do today. Where you sunlight, you can see here. Can you see that water? Yeah, it's really dry up. Diba? Yeah. Yan. Okay. So what would happen if I will not be able to dry up this water into the printer? The same way, it will cause a problem on the printer, especially on the board. So once that the board been affected by a water or a waste heat, because waste heat is a liquid and water is also a liquid. Once that it goes into some parts of the printer or into the board of the printer, and maybe the IC will shortage, then that may cause a big problem into that. That's same like what I see into the board of this. So it was being affected by a waste heat. So So I will clean that IC. I will detach the IC. I will put it back into its original position, and we will find out if that will work. But if not, so then there is no available IC on the market, we will just purchase a brand new board for this printer. So that is possible. So still on the China, may mga parts kasi doon na lockdown pa. So yung mga IC kasi, lahat naman ng IC kasi na mayroon tayo ngayon, lahat ng parts, lahat yun sa China. Bibihira lang yan sa Thailand, bibihira lang yan sa America. Even the American, the Russian order IC, China pa din yun, kasi ang napakalaking ano natin ngayon sa China. Sila yung nagpo-provide. Tingnan mo yung lahat ng laptop na meron tayo ngayon. Halos lahat ng laptop na meron ako dito, binibilan ko sila ng parts palagi sa China. Halimbawa MOSFET, halimbawa graphics IC, yun palagi yun, made in China yun. Lahat kasi ng mga ganyan sa electronics, number 1 na yung China, hindi na Japan ngayon, China na. Sila yung palaging may available na parts. Bakit ako laon na ang babayaran ko kanis sa kuryente, ubos na niya. So sana bayadan ako kanikang ano, kung may sadiri kaniyo sa kuryente. Okay, so I think that's it. So we'll just let it dry up. We'll continue that after it's really totally dry. Okay, so another part that we need to dry using this air blower is this part. Yan. So this is the cartridge tank, in cartridge tank. Yeah. To apply some heat, combination of air to blow it up.